George Bush. How are you? It's good to see you. Your Para Race Radio. It's fantastic. Can't believe I'm doing this. Laura gave me the permission. It's unbelievable. Trump. Well, like it's a phenomenal place to be here right now on Power Race Radio. Frankly, it's a big deal, and I'm having a great time, and it's a fantastic show, and I'm really enjoying myself. Thanks for having me. It's an honor and a pleasure. We gotta watch out for everything flying down from the sky. We don't know what's out there right now. We're shooting them down, China and the Russians, but we don't know. But it's fantastic either way to be here.
Power Ace Radio.
Okay, so hello, how are you?
I'm doing great. Really happy to be here. Thanks for having me.
Oh, that's great. We're excited to have you on the show. Welcome to Power Ace Radio. This is PAR Real Talk. So, we talk about a lot of different things. And today, before we go any further, let's get you to introduce yourself. Tell us what you do and where you're from, please.
Sure. I'm Jason Schuster. I am a stand-up comedian and impressionist here in Los Angeles, California. I tour all over Los Angeles. I do a lot of the big clubs here, and it's a lot of fun.
Nice. So, well, let me drive straight in. Jason, being a comedian, we all usually think we're funny, but we're obviously not. Otherwise, everybody will be doing it. So, where did your calling come from? When did you think, well, it's stand-up comedy, that's what I want to do?
So I've been doing impressions since I was a little kid, and it's funny. It all kind of started when I was younger. I constantly doing different characters in the house. We'd be watching Saturday Night Live, and I would just like fall in love with the characters and the impressions, and I was so amazed by it, especially watching people like Daryl Hammond and Will Ferrell and all the greats. And there's been so many greats on Saturday Night Live, and then I just started picking up on those characters and acting them out in the house. So in front of my parents, my brother, my step parents, everybody, so it was really fun. And it was something that I knew I always had in me. I wanted to do. And then as I got older, people started asking me to do impressions. And as a kid, as I was growing up, and then it's funny, at I'm Jewish, so at synagogue, I would go to a temple or whatever, and I would pick up on the rabbi and doing his impersonations. And then I started doing that for my family and when we would get together, they would always say, "Oh, do the cantor and the rabbi," and I was impersonating them so it got to a point when I was growing up that the cantor at my synagogue found out that I could impersonate him, and he would come up to me all the time and ask me to impersonate him. And even I would saw him at the gas station one time, and he was like, he pulled up, and I said, "Hey, how are you?" He's, "Jason, how are you?" I said, "Good." He said, "I want you to do me." I said, Do you? He said, "Yeah, do me right here at the gas station." So then I started impersonating him right there. Everybody was watching, like, what the heck is going on here? So that's kind of where it all started. I moved out to Los Angeles years later as an adult to pursue acting and comedy and writing, and really it's been quite a ride, and it hasn't been until the last couple years that things have really started to take form for me, and now I'm starting to get more recognition as an impressionist and as an actor. I've trained in the Groundlings, and I've had a lot of improv training along the way, and it's been exciting. So I do all sorts of people, so it's a blast.
That is really, really cool, and I love the way we're even telling the story. You just know you naturally have a funny bone in you, and let me just pick up from your answer as to, so you've been doing it for a while, but 2 years ago something happened that then you're like, okay, this is it. Maybe you're going to put more time into it, or so what happened 2 years ago to you? Don't mind me asking, what was the sort of catalyst that you think, okay, yeah, now this is the time? What forced you to think, yeah, my time to shine?
So 2 years ago, I was really was at a standstill because this is something I really wanted to go all in on, and I truly hadn't felt like I was all in. I was just kind of half in, and I was like, as I'm getting older, this is something that needs to happen, because you always have a voice inside of you that's reaching out. So I would just go out there and do a lot of open mics and just get out in the scene and whatnot. But that kind of helped me to just get out there a little bit. But then it wasn't until last year where I started working with some comedy coaches, and really helped me define my voice and get out there and tie in my impressions with my actual material. So it kind of started there, and then I did this showcase, and there was a scout, or a talent scout, that came out and saw my act, and had me come do a little show, and then from there, that propelled me to some other people noticing my impressions and my stand up as well, and then it just started dominoing. From that point on, I got invited to do the Comedy Store, which was like a dream of mine. It's the mecca of comedy. So when that happened, it was like a dream. And then from there, it kept going, and I kept getting asked to do more shows and more shows. And then the next thing I know, I'm performing at Flappers Comedy Club and the Ha Ha Comedy Club on Friday nights and Saturday nights. And so from doing those little open mics, and all the way now doing primetime shows Friday to Saturday nights in front of, completely sold out crowds. It was amazing. And just recently, last week, I performed with Daryl Hammond, who I idolized growing up watching on Saturday Night Live at the Hollywood Roosevelt in their theater, and with other comedians like Shang and Darren Carter, amongst a really great lineup. So that was a dream come true. So here we are, and it's not stopping, and I'm not stopping, and I'm having the time of my life.
This is exciting. We love to hear it. And I need to kind of draw out from this that because a lot of people always think, yeah, Rome was built in a day. You've been doing this for a while, you did work, give it some more, and finally you saw that breakthrough. But you need to see that breakthrough as well to think, oh yeah, this is my time, and take charge of what you've done. So yeah, it's really, really commendable. I like the answer. Thank you for giving that.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah.
And let's go into kind of my next question. Because as a comedian, you're standing in front of people, you're like, throwing out all these different jokes, and you're trying to get them to laugh. It's not a very easy job. If you're a singer, you probably sing, and you hope they take it that way. But if you're a comedian, you get the reaction instantly, like right there, right then. So how do you know that people are laughing with you and not at you? I think that's probably the way I should put that question. Or does it matter?
Number one, I think it's really important to understand that if you're going to do comedy, specifically stand-up comedy, you've got to be vulnerable. And I think that is what helps the idea of, it doesn't matter if people are laughing at you or with you. As long as they're laughing, that is the most important thing. You want people laughing, and as long as you can have, obviously it's great to have the notion that they're laughing from your jokes, but if they're laughing at you, also it's a good thing too, because it means that maybe it's just your mannerisms, or maybe it's just, you're up there and they think maybe you look funny. I don't know, but it could be a million things, but the idea of it is that you have in your mind the mindset, like, I'm going to be vulnerable up there. I'm going to be real. I'm going to be my authentic self. And that's the best that you can do. And that's all you can do. And obviously it's your premises and your act outs and how you deliver it and your timing and all of that. But if you have the right structure and you know how to put your set together and deliver in a way that's going to make people gravitate towards that, then I think you have something there. And really, you also have to understand that people are there because they want to laugh. They're coming to a comedy club. That's, your job is to get up there and deliver. And whatever happens up there happens. But you have to go in there with confidence and an open mind and have fun. You gotta have fun. So.
Super. I like how you finished that have fun, because regardless of what you're doing, that's what it's about. People here do things obviously for the money or for the cars, but what's the point in living your whole life if you're not even having fun doing what you spend most of your time doing? So
that's right. That's right.
I love a great message there. Thank you. And let me go into my kind of personal question that I had for when I was watching your shows. So obviously you spoke about one of your shows about your brother for Jason too. I see you use a lot of sort of family connected your stories. There's a lot of it connected to your family. So how do your family take it? I know they're supportive of you. They're like, oh yeah, do this person, do that person. But usually, yeah, it's funny until the joke is being told about you. Usually, so if I go, yeah, do my brother, do my sister, do this person, and then you're like, okay, yeah, it's time to do you, buddy, and I'll be like, well, I'm not too sure about that. So you using all these people in your family, part of your show. How are they taking it?
Oh, they think it's hilarious. I always call myself a self-deprecating impressionist and comedian. So that's kind of my thing. So my family being a part of my act is something that they enjoy. I I just speak the truth and try to go up there and and be very relatable with my topics. So yeah, and I mix a variety of things, and I'm not ragging on my family the whole time. I'm just having fun with it. So, and they have a good time with it, and they love it. I mean, they're so supportive of me and doing comedy and I've actually never seen them be so proud of me in my life. Out of everything I've done in my life, it's like now that I'm doing all this, they're like, yeah, go, Jason, go. And I'm like, all right, it feels great. So the answer is they don't care. They think it's funny. And they love my impression. So they've been watching me do this since I was a kid. So this is nothing new for them.
That's grand. And I suppose while we're going on about the impression, do you want to do us one that we know, somebody that we know, an impression?
Yeah, I'm happy to. I can do a few for you too. Maybe you recognize this guy. Well, it's a phenomenal place to be here right now on Power Race Radio. Frankly, it's a big deal, and I'm having a great time, and it's a fantastic show, and I'm really enjoying myself. Thanks for having me. It's an honor and a pleasure. We gotta watch out for everything flying down from the sky. We don't know what's out there right now. We're shooting them down, China and the Russians, but we don't know. But it's fantastic either way to be here. You know that guy? You ever heard of him?
That's doing it right.
So Trump is one of my big ones. I do George Bush. How are you? It's good to see you here at Power Race Radio. It's fantastic. I can't believe I'm doing this. Laura gave me the permission. It's unbelievable. So I do all sorts. I do a lot of political figures. I do celebrity voices. You name it. So.
Oh, wow, you are really amazing, Matthew. I think if I had my eyes closed, I'll be like, whoa, hold up a little bit. Oh, that's changed with time. So no, thank you so much for that. And well, before we obviously go too far, where can we go and find sure you come up with different materials all the time. where is the main go-to place to make sure we don't miss anything at all?
Sure. So you can check out my website, which has all my upcoming dates. That's www.jschucomedy.com, JSCHU comedy.com. My Instagram as well is where I put a ton of material out, and you can also see all of my upcoming shows. That's at JSCHU comedy, JSCHU comedy. And you can also check out my YouTube, which is the same as well. So JSCHU comedy is my handle for everything.
Perfect.
And I'll be at the Comedy Store coming up. Also be at Flappers coming up. So go check out those shows. You'll have a good time.
Oh, nice, nice, nice. Well, Jeshu comment. That sounds pretty easy, and we can definitely find it. So yeah, thank you so much.
Yeah, thank you so much for having me. It was a pleasure.
And so as we're kind of wrapping up, there's always one question I like to obviously ask artists that when you're not doing the day job, doing comedy or writing materials about it, what do you do to relax and just be yourself? Just do
That's a question that I will tell you, it's very hard to that's hard to answer right now because it's very hard to relax. I have a baby on the way. My wife is pregnant and she's due in a few weeks. And comedy, I'm always constantly writing and performing. But just sometimes you need to take a break, take a nice walk, take a drive somewhere. Sometimes you don't know where you're gonna go, but you just hit the road and you just take a day trip somewhere. I was like doing that with my wife. We just jump in the car sometimes and go. I've got an awesome 72-pound big fluffy golden doodle who he's a lot of energy, but he's a lot of fun. So taking him for hikes and walks. So you just gotta keep yourself level sometimes as much as you can, and just do little things to take a break, just to breathe. Meditation helps a lot. I just started meditating this year, so never realized how much that could help you. And actually, through meditation, you actually can think about all of your impressions. And so I'm constantly thinking all the time. You know what I mean? But so yeah. But actually, I will tell you, comedy is. I say like comedy is not a chore for me. Comedy is a pleasure. I would do it from the minute I wake up to the minute I go to sleep. And I love every minute of it. And I would also tell you that comedy is therapeutic for me. So when I'm up on stage, it is a form of therapy. It's better, so it's, just being up there and the high. Obviously, you get a little adrenaline before you get off stage. But once you're up there, there's nothing like it.
Nice, nice, nice. And I think I really have, that would be you almost touched on it. So I might as well follow up with the question as to you're performing in front of a live audience. How do you get rid of that gist before you go on stage? Or are you just one of those extremely confident people that you're like, I've got this?
I think if you went on stage and you weren't nervous, I might consider you a psychopath because I don't know, I'd be a little worried. But like, how is this guy just not nervous or girl not nervous at all before they go on stage? You definitely get nervous before you get on stage. But for me, I'm a big wrestling fan. I'll tell you how it works for me. Before I go out through the green room and onto the stage or through the curtain and get out there, take a deep breath. I envision my favorite wrestler, Hulk Hogan, coming out to the arena and walking out, and I just pump myself up, take a deep breath, and just pump myself up in that way. A little eye of the tiger in my mind. You know what I mean? So get out there, and once you get out there in the lights, it's game on. It's kickoff time, and the game started. So that's it.
Oh, I like that. Might have to try that therapy myself, because I suppose usually it's always that fear of the unknown. But like with you kind of, that fear becomes not a fear anymore because you've put something there. It's now something that it's
That's right.
wrestling show. It's somebody there, so I'm going. Yeah, no, I like that. I like that brain of thought. I'm going to try acting that to my practice too. Thank you.
I recommend it. Highly recommend it. yeah, give it a try.
Thank you so much, Jason. And the next question really is what is in the pipeline for you? So let's say maybe it's a year down the line or in the near future. What should we be looking forward to?
Yeah, I was fortunate enough to just I have a really great agent who I'm working with right now who's submitted me for some really great comedic acting roles. So stay tuned for some more stuff there, and just keep doing it, touring, um, and no one can predict what's ahead, but all you can do is put your best foot forward, keep getting out there and making people laugh, and the rest will follow. That's what I believe. So.
That's great. That's the concise answer right there. Um, and obviously from that answer, I noticed you said something. So are you looking to go into movies um, or is that the dream or is that in the pipeline?
Um, I've always had an avid acting background, improv background. So acting for me is part of it. So specifically comedic acting is a huge part of my goal as a comedian. So commercials is something I like. I commercials, some TV work, and but most importantly, hitting the stage at the clubs. That's where I love to be, the most. So
Super. So would you say you're more somebody who, because of this, they're two different things. One is your their life, let's say you're doing stand up or I said it's the instant reward. They're there in front of you. Whereas the movie you make and you kind of hope, well, I suppose you enjoy the success of that based on how much money comes back in through how many copies are sold. So would you be somebody that you say you're more on the forefront, or would you actually prefer, would you rather work solo or part of sort of collaborate with others? Where do you stand there?
with acting or comedy.
Yeah, because acting is kind of a solo thing, whereas when you're doing a movie, producing a movie, you rely on other people, there's a whole set and things to it.
Absolutely.
Similar or different?
There's a major difference. Yeah. I mean, when you're up there doing comedy, it's not like you're a band and you're performing together. It's just you and the mic. Obviously, so much credit to bands out there. It's amazing because when you're performing, my whole family are musicians, and my brother's in a band, and my sister performs as well. And um, so growing up in a musical family, I also play music. To do that, it's like a conversation amongst musicians when you're playing all the different instruments. But when you're doing comedy, it's just you and the mic. It's you, the audience, and what's behind you, which is nothing, but the stage. So that's up to you. You have to direct yourself. You have got to guide yourself, and you got to pick out certain uh, things in the audience that you think you can pick up on, look around and respond to the vibe and the energy. When you're on set and doing TV or commercials, it's very different. Yeah, you're right, because you're taking instruction and you're listening. But I enjoyed both. But certainly, I think when you're up on stage, it's just you and the audience. And again, like I said, there's nothing like that connection that you can have. And not every night's going to be like your best night, but when you have those nights that things are just boom, it's like fireworks, and that is magic to me. So
Awesome. I like that a lot. So it shows that you take pride in what you do, and for somebody, if you're gonna go out there, that means you're ready to take criticism, and at the same time, you say, yeah, whatever you do, you're ready to say, okay, yeah, I own to that is mine, rather than yeah, as a group, yeah, it's blame shared. So yeah, I like that. Thank you very much. And as a wrap up, just going through my random questions. Um, let's go for the emoji one. So if there's an emoji that will represent you, not just you as a person, you as a father, you as yeah, a comedian, you just to summarize you, it could be one that is there already, or maybe you create one. What emoji would it be that represents you?
It would be the what's that emoji where they do the it's like the squiggly one like this, the guys I can't remember. He's like I whatever, he's it's like a the fun I don't know, he's like the crazy face one. I don't know. He's like one eye's up here and one eye's down there, you know what I mean? The goofy looking one because you know, like I said, I just want to make people laugh. That's why I believe I was put here on this earth. That's my purpose. And just to be, just to never forget that, that emoji would describe me because, you know, it helps to drive you because you never forget what your true purpose is here. And so that's a funny one. And also it's just, I'm a pretty goofy guy, as you can see. So that would pretty much sum me up.
That is great. I'm gonna have to go and look through my emoji book to make sure I know which exact one. Because before they were
It's the one,
so
well, the one eye's here and the one eye's down there, and he's looking goofy. I don't know. You have to check it out. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I think it's right next to the poop emoji. I'm not sure. Yeah,
Oh, okay. So you actually know the order they come in as well.
I'm actually on a side hustle. I'm a an emoji organizer. I'm just kidding. Yeah.
Oh, you got me there. I was gonna be like, oh, interesting. Can I get a job doing that? That's so great. Thank you so much, Jason, for coming on the show. We know you're very busy, you know, with family, with work. So it's such a pleasure. Any closing remarks for your fans out there?
I want to say thank you all for your support. It is an honor to perform for all of you amazing fans out there, and way, way more to come. So just stay tuned.
That's great. You heard it all. Stay tuned. Jason, it's been such a pleasure, and I'm sure we'll get to catch up again pretty soon. But
It's
until
been a
then,
pleasure.
take care.
Take
Bye.
care. All right, bye-bye.
From Cape to Cairo,
Madagascar to Morocco.
you're traveling on the airwaves of Power Ace Radio.